So today, lesson 3 is on percent change. I forgot to put in this, you may also want a calculator. Our learning target is I can solve multi-step problems involving percent change, and we will get into what that means next. Oftentimes when we think about percent change, we think about money and salary. So here's an example. So Jayana earns $15 per hour at Dairy Queen. After 6 months, her salary increases to $15.50 per hour. What is the percent increase in her rate of pay? Because we see, right, she's getting paid more. We know that she's getting paid 50 cents more per hour. But Jayana doesn't care about that as much. What she cares about is what is that as a percent of how much she was getting paid before. This is how we can figure that out. So first we want to think, what is our original amount? So at the beginning, she earned $15 an hour. The new amount is $15.50 because it says after 6 months, her salary increases to $15.50 per hour. Then our question is, what is the percent increase in her rate of pay? So first, I need to know what was the amount of change, or how much did it increase? So 0.5 or 50 cents. We are going to divide the amount of change by the original amount. So by 15, this is where we're going to go to a calculator, and we're going to put in 0.5 divided by 15 equals 0.03. I didn't give us quite the right amount of space, so I'm going to write this underneath. 0.03, and that 3 is going to go on forever. If we want to change that then into a percent, we're going to multiply by 100. So 3.3, repeating, percent increase in her rate of pay. That's pretty good. Here's another example. Oftentimes with jobs, what people will do is they won't tell you in the money amount how much more you're going to make. They will just say that you are going to get a 3% raise or a 5% raise. So in this example, we say, thanks to union negotiations, grocery store worker salaries increased by 3% from last year to this year. If last year Sarah was making $21,000, how much will she be making this year? So the first thing we're always going to need to do is, when we have a percent, we're going to need to change it to a decimal. So we have 3%. To go from a decimal to go from a percent to a decimal, we are going to divide by 100. So that'll get us 0.03. Then we need to figure out the amount of change. So we're going to multiply the percent of change as a decimal times the original amount. So times 21,000. And that will tell us what the amount of change is. So I'm putting that in my calculator right now. And you can be doing that as well. So that's going to be 630. So that means that she is making $630 more this year than she was last year. So the final thing we need to do is we need to add these things together. So this means that this year, Sarah will be making $21,630. Your next step is to do your percent change practice. I will help you get started with this one. If you want to be done watching now and just go on to the practice yourself, you can as well. So this says, Peggy earned $20 for each lawn she mowed last summer. This summer, she raised her price to $23 per lawn. What is the percent increase? So I know my original amount was $20. So, wow, that is not a great, there we go. Original is 20. Okay, the new is 23. So the amount of change, it went up by $3. So we have to figure out what is the percent increase. So I'm going to do 3 over 20 equals, and you can divide, 3 divided by 20 equals 0.15, which equals 15%. So she had a 15% increase in her rate per lawn.